by Glazer and Associates. The views and opinions expressed in this content do not reflect those of 850 WFTL.
All right, Karen, you're on in 3, 2, 1.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL. It's 11 o'clock and we are live, back with Eric here. And we would love you to join us on our YouTube channel, Condo Craze and HOAs, there as well, and make sure that you subscribe and like it. Again, I'm Karen Curtis with attorney Eric Glazer from Glazer & Sachs, PA. He's board certified by the Florida Bar in condominium and plan development law and has a firm with attorneys in Fort Lauderdale and Orlando. And we're here each week to answer all your key calls and emails about the issues that make life in your condominium or HOA absolutely crazy from one minute to the next. And we'd love to get the phone lines going early or the YouTube chat box undergoing early, answering all of your condo and HOA questions, no matter where you live in the state, the country, the universe. It's global. Give us a call, toll-free, 877-850-8585, 877-850-8585. Or, again, you can visit us on our YouTube channel.
All right. I am so glad to be back.
Yes.
And, of course, if you're a fan of the show, don't forget to subscribe to two things. Number one, like Karen said, on YouTube, the Condo Craze and HOAs channel, you don't only get to watch the show live. You can watch any of our prior performances. And subscribe to our email list at condocrazeandhoas.com. We got 10,000 people on there. And by joining each week, you're going to get emails about the show, our blog, our free seminars, our newsletters, updates on the law, and a lot more. And we do a blog every Monday morning at hoa-condoblog.com. Again, hoa-condoblog.com. Tomorrow's topic, the new laws, part 4. And we're going to talk a little bit about the new laws today. And, of course, like I said, it is real great to be back. Definitely missed being with you guys the last 2 weeks. But before we get going, we need to dispel some crazy rumors that were out there of my demise. Right?
Yeah, you are long for this world.
Insane. You know, for a while now, I haven't been feeling too well, and it caused me to miss some time from work. And every now and then, it caused me to miss the show. See how honest I am with the fans of the show? I love it. You know?
There were some rumors out there, some crazy rumors that you were, like, really sick.
Yeah, there was.
He's not.
Fake news.
You're right. Fake news.
Fake
right?
news.
You're not kidding me, Jay.
BJ. And that you were, coasting up to the curb, that you were not long for the world,
Right.
that, you were about to push up daisies.
Exactly. You want to hear this one? I was actually teaching a seminar about a month ago, and a longtime client says, Eric, I'm so sorry to hear about it. And I say, you're so sorry to hear about what? And he says that you have cancer. And I said, what the hell are you talking about?
The big
What?
Where the hell did you hear that?
What do you know that I don't
And
know?
he said, I don't know. I just heard it. You know, it's just ridiculous. And
so I'll tell you, I mean, it's like a bad game of telephone. And when someone says one thing and then it just gets spread around, right. I mean, you're going to tell everyone, what had you out for the last 2 weeks. And you were in New Jersey.
I was in New Jersey, and I'll tell everybody what the hell happened the last 2 weeks, because there's no choice, because you have to dispel all this nonsense. You have to quash any more of those catastrophic stories. But I'll have to suffer some embarrassment here, so I'll take the embarrassment. So
actually, you might help other people.
Exactly. Here's the Glazer medical update. So I just had to spend a few weeks in New Jersey, like you said, where I had surgery on May 16th for a triple hernia.
Ouch!
And here's the painful part. I had to undergo actually very rare surgery for what is called pudendal neuralgia. I cannot believe I'm telling everybody this. Honestly.
Oh, so is poo?
Pudendal neuralgia, yes. And the surge, that's what I was suffering from. And I had what's called pudendal nerve entrapment. And I'm not going to go into what that is. If you're interested, look it up for yourself, okay? Pudendal neuralgia. And,
can you say how it happened?
Don't know how it happened. I have no idea how the hell it happened. But it happened.
Okay.
And freaking painful to live with. The surgery, like I said, very, very unique surgery. I was under for 8 hours. But really embarrassing to talk about what pudendal neuralgia is. So you can look it up for yourself if you care. Like I said, the surgery was a freaking full day.
Yeah.
And it's going to take months to know if it actually was successful. And let's just say sitting is next to impossible. So if Karen and I do the show standing, you'll know why.
Okay, so there you have it. we can finally get back to condo and HOA law
Yes.
and off of your medical
Off of the
condition.
nonsense that was going on about
Triple hernia. What the? Were you lifting your
I
cars?
have no, I have no idea.
What were you doing?
What the freaking happened? So
Wow.
here we are. All right, back to condo and HOA law. And today we're going to go over the changes that the Florida legislature made to the requirements of an association to obtain a structural integrity reserve study. And this applies again to any condominium 3 stories or higher. This is really important stuff if you're living in a condominium 3 stories or higher. So everybody focus on this, okay? Here we go.
Yes, so these items must be included in your structural integrity reserve study.
Okay,
The
so
roof.
right, so you do a reserve study every year. Now these things must be included in it. Period. You know, that's the end of it. And Karen starts off with the roof. Then we go to the structure, right, including load-bearing walls, other primary structural members, and primary structural systems.
Yeah.
Now they took out from last year. They took out the floor.
Oh.
You don't have to do that anymore in your reserve study, and you don't have to do the foundation
Wait a
anymore.
minute, wait a minute.
Yep.
Wasn't it the foundation that led to the collapse of the Surfside condo?
There was, and that's a great point. That was
I
a
don't
great point.
understand.
And they're saying, that, but how do you reserve for the foundation? We don't know. How do you plan for something like that? How do you say this foundation will only last X number of years? You know, it's supposed to last forever. Look, not me. This is what was argued to the Florida legislature, that how do you reserve for a floor? How do you reserve for a foundation? Very difficult things. And then your point is, but that's the very goddamn thing that collapsed.
Yeah.
You know, and I understand it completely.
I don't-
Unbelievable.
I'm just like, okay,
I get it.
I'm gobsmacked.
I get it. You know, first, you know, they want to do good. They passed the laws last year.
But it
to
had the
make them
garage
stringent.
under it and the pool and the whole thing gave way.
Karen, what can I say? I'm only reporting
And they
what happened.
determined that they needed to fix it, so they put a special assessment for what, 12 million, 15 million?
Right, correct.
So then
15
maybe they
million bucks.
should have had some sort of
It
a
should have been right. And when
reserve.
we say, right, the foundation, does that include, you know,
That's
the
hilarious.
right? It's hilarious and right, but you know, I don't know if that includes, let's say, the structures in the garage, let's say, supporting the foundation. That may
Well,
be
foundation
something
and floor
different
makes
from.
me
I don't know, Karen.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
What else has to be in there?
Fireproofing and fire protection systems. Well, that was going to be in there anyway.
Right.
That's a big deal.
Correct.
Plumbing.
Right.
Yeah.
Electrical systems, waterproofing, windows and exterior doors.
Oh, these are all things that are going to prevent the building from falling
From
down,
falling.
Eric.
Right. Yeah. You know, is electrical going to prevent the building from falling down? I guess not.
Windows and exterior doors.
Right. They're there. But I don't know. It seems to, well, you know, structure is there. The word structure is there. So you do have to reserve for the structure. But you're right.
Load-bearing walls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they did take out for the floor, and they did take out for the foundation, and anything else that's going to cost $10,000, and the failure to replace or maintain it negatively affects any of the items we just spoke about.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I
So
guess
the big deal.
structure's there,
yeah.
so.
The big deal they took out. Bottom line is they took out floor and foundation, but anything else that supports the building, you damn right you're going to be reserving for it now.
Maybe the foundation is just the ground on which the building is standing.
Correct. Right.
So
And
the
that's something
structural-
hard to reserve
Okay.
for. All right. But here's something new that went into the statute. And a structural integrity reserve study, again, it's based on a visual inspection of the condominium property.
Like chunks of concrete falling out
Correct.
and water in the garage.
Right, exactly. That's where it would
Okay.
come in, right? So the person comes around who's doing the study, and we'll talk about that in a minute. You know, who's qualified, and that can be performed by any person qualified to perform the study. However, the visual inspection of the reserve study must be performed or verified by an engineer or an architect, or get this one, okay? So I'm talking about only the structural integrity reserve study. Never mind the inspections. That's different out, the 30, 40, 50-year inspection. That's got to be done by an architect or engineer. But now let's switch to your structural integrity reserve study. It's got to be done by an architect or an engineer, and this is what was added, or a person certified as a reserve specialist
Oh, this is a new job.
or professional reserve analyst, listen to this, by the Community Association Institute.
I'll be darned.
or the Association of Professional Reserve Analysts. Now, I got to tell you,
I didn't know there was such an association.
there's a group called Community Association Institute, known as CAI, and what CAI is a group that I guess they would say they educate the public on things that has to do with community associations. And
Like you do.
Yeah, and you join the group, and they have a lot of members. But
Oh,
for whatever reason now, they get to decide the standards of the people who do the reserve studies now.
well, that's interesting because remember we thought, oh, there would be a shortage of engineers
Right.
and
that's
architects.
what the point here was.
So then you just get them to sign off on
Right.
it.
You CAI now.
That's gonna
basically,
be big.
They have to pass CAI standards. It's kind of strange though that was taken away from the state.
Right.
You know, should it be an architect or an engineer?
Right.
Or should CAI get to determine who's qualified
And you have to
who's
pay
not
them?
qualified? And you have to pay them to join their organization.
Okay, but it's not going to be as expensive if
Right.
you have to have.
Well, my point is, you pay them
Okay.
to join, and now they can say, okay, well, you're certified. You're okay.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of strange. I don't know what the requirements are. I don't know what CAI's requirements are, but I hope they're tough. I hope they're stringent. And I hope, obviously, in the safety of everybody who lives in Florida, that those standards prevent a future catastrophe.
But
That's
it
all
still
I'm
has to be
saying.
signed off by an architect.
No, it does not. Not for this. This particular thing
Oh my
can
gosh.
be done by someone who CAI says is certified.
So just your
Okay?
30, 40, or 50
Yeah, especially
year.
your 30 year, 40 year, 50 year. That has to be done by an architect or engineer, not this.
Okay, and when do you have to
Okay.
start paying the reserves?
Okay, so for a budget adopted on or after December 31st, 2024. So what it means, you're going to adopt a budget after 2024. So that means that's going to be, I guess, for 2026.
So
And it's
they
all
keep
confusion.
kicking the can,
It's just confusion.
And they keep
This should have been
changing who can do it.
Right,
Oh my
right.
gosh.
So let's say, to be clear, I think what you can argue is this all goes down in 2026, January 1, 2026.
Okay.
So 2 years from now, just about 2.5 years from now, the members of a unit owner controlled association that have to obtain this structural integrity reserve study, you cannot determine to provide no reserves or less reserves than what's required
You
by
can't
this
waive
structural
them,
integrity
yeah.
reserve study. You can't reserve it. So by 2026, this goes into effect, like it or not. Okay, one more thing that's all new, brand new. The Structural Integrity Reserve Study can recommend that the reserves don't need to be maintained for any item from which it's really difficult to maintain an estimate of the useful life. So they can say, I can't make a determination here what the useful life is. So they can recommend that the reserves don't have to be maintained. And for anything that's 25 years or more, they can say you don't have to maintain a reserve account at all. So if they say your roof is 25 years, certainly has a 25-year or more reserve life, then you don't have to reserve for it.
So
at
when did
all.
all this get passed?
This all just got passed in the prior legislative session, and it made things a little easier for people out there. So now you're going to want your reserve guy to say, hey, please
You're
do it.
good.
Do us a favor. This roof has 25 years or more left, right? We don't have to reserve for it, right? And if he or she says yes, you don't have to reserve for it. So there you have it. That's the update. It's the update on my hernias.
It took the teeth out of it, sort of.
It's a little bit, not a lot, but it took a little bit out. That's right. It made things easier for some people. But like I said, there's the update on my hernias, my nerves, and the requirements of a reserve study.
You have one nerve left, and I'm on it.
All of it is complicated, but
That's
and
why
now,
you're here.
Even though we're on YouTube, Karen tells me that if I show the audience my scars on camera, the FCC will be here in about 3 minutes. So lock me up because of their sensitive location. So we're not going to do that. But in any event, we're taking your calls about anything and everything in the condo or HOA world. Just give us a call here in the studio, 877-850-8585. Again, 877-850-8585. Or just drop us a note on the YouTube channel and the Condo Craze and HOA's channel on YouTube, and we'll be back right after this.
There are very large management companies, and there are very small management companies, and I think Affinity sits somewhere in the middle of that. where they are big enough to provide you with all of the back of the house services, the accounting, the infrastructure, the support systems, but small enough to be high touch.
We believe at Affinity that we do the 9 to 5 so that you don't have to do that.
Oh no, an unexpected leak. Jay, you know that's no way to solve a roof problem. Call Best Roofing. We solve roof problems.
We are DMI Paving and Seal Coating, Florida's parking lot experts. We specialize in asphalt paving and repair, including pothole repair, seal coating using JC7 or polytar, concrete curbs, ramps, and walkways, and striping and pavement marking, as well as ADA compliance. We service commercial properties, including homeowners associations, apartment communities, shopping malls, warehouses, stadiums and arenas, and more. Experience is worth more than anything in an industry like ours, and our staff has decades of it. We have specialized equipment for any job, regardless of size, saving you time and money. DMI has a reputable history. We have been in business since 1956. We serve the state of Florida from 6 locations. Let us bid on your next parking lot project. Visit us online at dmipavingandsealcoating.com.
Rimkus Consultants offer the professional expertise to help condominium and cooperative communities provide safe, compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural inspections, capital expenditure evaluations, structural integrity reserve studies, and developer transition reports. Focusing on energy, resilience, maintainability, and sustainability, our experts can help with every phase of the building life cycle. For mitigation after a catastrophic event, building restoration, repair and remediation consulting, or Senate Bill 4D inspections, please visit rimkus.com. Compliant buildings for their tenants. We have more than 170 Florida licensed engineers and architects who are experienced with local regulations and can assist with Senate Bill 4D compliance. We can help with milestone structural
A lot of us are mad because we won't be able to get out.
Yeah.
That's
completely with.
What is, I've never heard of that.
Why, I don't know why they would do something like that. And but here's the thing. And this is complicated. Now it's going to get complicated. All right. What are the sliding glass doors? All right. You got to know who's responsible for the sliding glass doors. So what do I mean by that? If the sliding glass doors are a common element, right? A common element, and are therefore the responsibility of the board, it's certainly to replace, or the association to replace, then it certainly could be argued that the doors going from the ability to open 50% to only 33%, maybe that's a material alteration, right? It certainly prevents people from going in and out easier, right? So there's a very strong possibility that if it's a common element, right, then the bottom line is I could argue it's a material alteration. Did you get to the vote of the unit owners to do that? If you did not get that vote, then you can't do it.
Yeah.
End of story. So the question is, who is responsible for those sliding glass doors? Now, if it's not the responsibility of the board, then they would have to get, and they want to change them all, then they would have to get a vote of the entire community, and that vote would have to be 51% in their favor. Did they do that? Did they take a vote at all?
They did not.
Okay.
They said that they do not need it.
Okay, so and if they're saying they do not need it, then I guess they're taking the position that the bottom line is it is a common element. If it's a common element and it's not preventing you from going in and out and actually using the sliding glass door is easy, then I can certainly argue it's a material alteration. Like I said, I would make a demand on them to don't go down that road, or if they did go down that road, to cease and desist.
Well, is it a
right?
tall building? Do you have balconies? Are you facing the ocean? What's up?
Well, it's a 3-story building, and we're facing a lake.
Facing a lake. Why would they want it only to open 1/3? What's the benefit of that?
Well, they got the money from the insurance company to do all the windows and doors. So what they're doing is they're doing some of the windows and doors, because they're not even doing the windows on the side of the building, because they want money to redo the paving and redo the fence and this and that. And we're arguing, listen, if we got the money, we should do it right, 100%.
Right. So it's just a cost-saving matter? That's it?
That's what they want.
Yeah. No, I'd absolutely fight it back. If everybody's, disgusted with it, I'd fight back. I would, bottom line, call it a material alteration, and I would tell them to stop. And if they don't stop, right, remember, I wrote the statute. I wrote the portion of the statute, and they put in windows that only go a third of the way now, and it's considered a material alteration. Guess what they're going to have to do?
Redo
They're going to have to redo it at the cost of how much money? Tens of thousands, right? So why not work this out?
You're going to end up paying double.
Yeah, you're going to wind up paying double. So that's what I would tell them.
Like that saying that says you get what you pay for.
Yeah, you can tell them how I think about it, bottom line, and see what they do and see what their attorney says. Okay?
Why would you only open a window 3 times?
I don't get it. But if it prevents the unit owners from having, true use of the property, then I would say, bottom line, material alteration. Okay? Clearly. Okay?
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much.
You got it. Who do we got, VJ?
Barry in Miami.
Barry in Miami. Hey, Barry.
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi, Karen. Hi, Eric.
How are you?
Good. So my thinking is that the mandatory structural integrity reserves start 1/1/25, not 1/1/26, unless the board has votes to adopt the budget before December 31st, 2024.
Right. Okay. So
and a majority of all unit owners vote to waive the CSRS reserves. If that doesn't happen, you're looking at a 25 start date, not 26.
So let's say it's November, right? November of 2024, right? November of 2024, and you're taking a vote. Now the statute says you can take a vote in November 2024 for no reserves, right? Not even structural integrity reserves, right? You can take a vote. It still allows you to take that vote for a budget to, in 2025. There's a dumb fight about this. I get where you're coming from, Barry. I hear you loud and clear. But I can tell you that at least in a meeting that I was at yesterday with the Florida Bar Condo Committee, the position that's being taken is 2026. But I hear you loud and clear. But why didn't the legislature simply adopt a statute that says, starting January 1st, 2025, every budget must contain a structural integrity reserve study? Why didn't it say that? Why do me and you have to even be discussing this right now? You know what I'm saying? It's just poor draftsmanship, poor thinking, quite frankly, by the Florida legislature leaving this up for grabs. Because you know and I know that despite what we say, there's going to be people who are going to take the position. I guess I'm going to tell you this, Barry. Most people, overwhelmingly most people, are going to say for sure and for certain that this starts in 2026 because they don't want to fund it. And the only way there's going to be a challenge to that is if someone in the building agrees with what me and you really think, that this is supposed to start with any budget that goes into effect on January 1st, 2025, not 2026, and see what the DBPR says. And it's my understanding that the DBPR at the moment takes the position, nope, 2026. So this was a screw-up. It should have been a very, very simply drafted statute that says January 1st, every budget 2025 shall include, every budget in effect on January 1st, 2025 shall contain structural integrity reserves. And it didn't. Could have said it, and it didn't. And I guess that's the argument. So, however much me and you bang our head against the wall, what we believe, I get the feeling that 2026 is how it's going to go down.
Do the co-chairs, either co-chair of the Florida Bar, say that they think it starts in 26?
Yeah, and the Florida Bar Condo Committee, made
And
it.
the co-chair, one of the two co-chairs?
Yeah, it was my impression, or the gentleman who does the legislative update. It was certainly my opinion of what was being said was that it looks like it's 2026. He was actually, I thought, kind of making fun of it, kind of like who knows, but it looks like it's 2026. Crazy. But why didn't it just say, like I said, every budget that's in effect on January 1st, 2025 shall contain structural integrity reserves? If it said it that way, pretty simple, right? Pretty simple. But it didn't say that. So the argument is, since it didn't say that, Barry, we go to 2026. So what can I tell you, my friend? That's just the way it is. This is when statutes are rushed. Shouldn't have been rushed. This could have been taken care of very easily. So now I'll have a fight, whether it's 2025, 2026. Maybe it'll be addressed next year. Maybe it won't. I kind of get the feeling that that's it. The legislature has spent 2 years on condominiums right now. They spent a lot of time, and I mean a lot of time, making condominium laws over the past 2 years. That's it. Over the next 2 years, there's going to be other things that are deserving of their attention, and it's going to be tough to even get a glitch bill going forward. Okay?
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Barry, like
care.
always. Appreciate it. You be well.
Care. Bye.
All right. Who else we got, VJ?
We have Lee in Pompano.
Lee in Pompano. Hey, Lee.
Hello, Lee.
Hi, good morning. I'm calling to find out what can I do with a board and management that is aware of a sewage odor in my condo for months. I don't know what to do. I've sent letters. I've visited the management company. The board knows. We've had several problems with sewage problems in our condominium in Pompano.
Are you on the ground floor?
Yeah. Are you on the ground floor?
I'm on the second floor.
You're on the second floor. Do you so this is where is the odor coming from? Just it's in your house?
It's in my condo, and it's intermittent now. I think because I've complained so much, I think they put some kind of a neutralizer in it, and because I can smell a strange smell, but it dissipates, and then sewage odor comes back.
What about the person below you? Do they have the smell?
Yeah. You're the only one complaining?
No, the gentleman downstairs has an odor in his kitchen sink.
Okay.
He works, so he's not home a lot like I am. I'm retired, and I
How big
I
is
don't
your
know what else
condo?
to do.
How big is your condo? How many units?
It's,
No, not your
it's
unit.
about 8,
How many units?
The amount, we have 70 units.
Okay. So here's what I would do if they're not listening to you, okay? It's going to cost you some money, but you and the gentleman downstairs should chip in, all right, and get an expert opinion as to where this is coming from, okay?
Yeah. Are you seeing drain flies? They look like little tiny fighter jets or stealth fighter jets. They're little tiny drain flies.
Freaking flies are in your condo.
like
Jesus.
No.
Sounds scary.
No, I had a situation where all the pipes beneath my apartment had completely just like disintegrated.
fighter jet flies?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that they did replace large cast iron pipes just below my building.
Yes.
And two gentlemen and plumbers were under the building, and they replaced this large pipe.
There you go.
Rusted, was with PVC.
Okay.
Now I don't know if they were permitted. I don't know if they were real plumbers. I don't know anything.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a leak or something down there.
I would try. I really would try, especially, maybe it won't cost you a lot of money. Try to get an expert opinion as to where this is coming from. Maybe it'll cost you in the outstanding name. Hire a plumbing company. Yeah. As to find out where this is coming from. Maybe the stack is no good. I can tell you, I've represented people on the first floor, like Karen, I think that you were alluding to, that all of a sudden it backs up into their unit.
Yeah.
And the condo says, not my problem. Really?
Oh.
Even if it happens 2, 3, 4 times, and you wind up suing the condo for it. I've done that before.
But yeah, watch out for those fighter jet flies.
Right. All right. If you say so. But what I would do, try to get an expert opinion. When you get that expert opinion, and if it's in your favor, you want to share it with, and I'm sure it would be in your favor, what's causing it. It has to be a problem in the common elements.
Then will they have to pay for that?
Share it for the opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but get the opinion.
Okay.
Then share that opinion. Demand that they do something about it. If they don't do something about it, bottom line, now it's time to go to court. That's the bottom line. Put them on
hate
notice.
that smell.
And when you win, right, they're going to have to pay not only to fix it, they're going to have to pay your attorney's fees and your court costs. Okay?
It's just awful that I'm dealing with this for months.
It's
terrible.
It's insane. Okay. I hear you. I get it. Try to get an expert opinion. That would be the best thing that you can do. That's your ammunition going forward. Okay?
Okay. And then if they do nothing, contact a lawyer.
Correct. I know a guy. All right?
Yeah, I know a guy.
I know a guy.
I know a guy, too.
I know a guy. All right?
Thank you so much.
You got it.
I
Be
really
well.
appreciate
Let's
it.
do this. Let's take
care.
our bottom of the hour break, taking your calls, 877-850-8585. And we'll get to the chat box in a few minutes when we come back. Send us a question in the chat box on the YouTube channel. We'll be back right after this.
The future of fiber is here. QXC Communications is a fiber network engineering firm based in Boca Raton. We build fiber networks that deliver high-speed internet, Wi-Fi, HDTV, and voice services, primarily to Florida's condominium communities. QXC's AON architecture is the industry's best practice and a game changer for our customers. We run 2 dedicated fibers to each unit. No splitters, no cables. So, every resident gets uninterrupted blazing fast speed and military-grade data security. Our Wi-Fi 6 network deployment powers performance on multiple devices with no dead zones. And the QXC TV app makes everyday programming access a breeze with 3-day rewind and optional cloud DVR. QXC AON Fiber is where the industry is heading. Get connected today.
Is your condominium or HOA in need of accounting services? Look no further. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is one of South Florida's largest accounting and auditing firms, as recognized by the South Florida Business Journal, and is one of the few accounting firms uniquely specialized to provide accounting services to their growing condominium and homeowner association clientele throughout Florida. With primary offices in Aventura and Boca Raton, satellite offices in Naples and Orlando, and a professional staff of 65, Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg is prepared to meet the needs of any condominium or HOA in the state. The professionals at Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg also have experience working with timeshares, cooperatives, hotel condominiums, mixed-use buildings, and ancillary operations like restaurants, spas, and country clubs. Put their 25 years experience in your corner. Gerstel, Rosen & Goldenberg, 305-937-0116. That's 305-937-0116 or grgcpa.com.
Someday, you will need insurance. And for that day, you'll be glad you wrote down Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. Why? Because Insurco virtually insures everything. They're a full-line insurance agency that'll put together the best possible coverage and premium for almost anything. Need homeowners or condo insurance? Call Insurco. Need auto or motorcycle insurance? Call Insurco. How about golf cart insurance or trailer and RV insurance? Just call Insurco for a free quote. They're open every day. From renters insurance, officers and directors insurance, firearms and personal liability umbrellas to all types of business insurance, boat insurance, cancer policies, life, health, and annuities. All you need is Insurco. Get a free quote. They service Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Speak English and Spanish. Insurco Insurance and Financial Services. It's the only name you need. Office at 14401 West Sunrise Boulevard in Sunrise, inside Edmore Chevrolet.
Call 954-846-1206. 954-846-1206. That's 954-846-1206.
All over the world, people have plumbing problems. These problems can be expensive and destructive to fix. Have you ever wondered if there was a way to take care of your plumbing problems without destruction and an outrageous price tag? Welcome to Pipelining Technologies, Inc., where we specialize in fixing your problems without demolition and minimum cutting by means of pipelining. Pipelining is the ability to take a pipe damaged by root intrusion or long-term deterioration and make it new. By means of inserting an epoxy-saturated liner into the pipe and allowing it to harden or cure, leaving behind a brand new pipe.
That sounds great. How can I get pipelining in my home, commercial building, or condominium?
Simply fill out our online contact form and a pipelining representative will get in touch with you in a timely fashion. Or call us directly at 561-853-5463.
We're back in 3, 2, 1.
All right. This isn't the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs, is it? No, we got another break, right?
Yeah, we do have another break.
Yeah,
I don't know where we're going to fit it in, but we got to do it.
This hour went fast.
All right.
So, yeah, give us a call, 877-850-8585. Karen Curtis with Eric Glazer.
Okay, so let's go to the YouTube question board. So Nancy and Vidal actually asked the same question. I'm going to read them quick. What are the pitfalls of changing management companies? We don't even have a copy of a contract. It's been 20 years that they've been our management company. I don't understand why you can't get a copy of that contract. And if they don't give you one, just tell them that you're canceling the contract in 30 days. If they don't give you one, you can assume it's month to month. I can't see it's anything more than that unless you have numerous automatic renewal clauses, and those are disfavored under the law. So I would say you probably you might not even have a contract in existence. But then Vidal writes, we have a new accountant firm, but the old one won't turn over any of the condo financials that we have requested. What can we do? And kind of those two questions go hand in hand. What are the pitfalls, and what are the pitfalls of changing accountant firms? What happens a lot of the time is, hey, we fired them. They won't turn over the records, okay? And I can tell you, I know for sure and for certain, management companies are under statutory obligation,
of course,
to turn over all of the records.
That's work product
to the association. If they don't do it, that manager or that management company risks a problem with their license.
Oh.
So I can tell you that's not what the management company wants to do. And I would have to assume, and by the way, this is assuming that the bill is paid in full, right? If the bill is paid in full, I have to think the same thing goes for an accountant, and that the same ethical standards apply to them, basically.
I see.
And of course, if you go to a new accountant, they have to cooperate. Simply just give you the records that you paid for.
That's right.
Right? Just give you the reports that you paid for.
So you could probably, if you don't have the contract, ask the management company to provide it.
Absolutely.
And hopefully you consulted an attorney before you signed it. It's not one of those that sticks to your hand and keeps renewing.
Here's one. Nancy is saying it's been 20 years. I mean,
right, what
and
if
you
it's
don't
one of
know
those
what
that keep renewing?
No. Look, it's probably, it could be that, but my guess is it's not that. And when it comes to automatic renewal clauses, there's a case law out there that says oftentimes, right, that automatic renewal clause is satisfied with one renewal.
Oh,
with one.
good.
Depends how it's worded. So that contract
Gotcha.
that's 20 years old might have automatically renewed 19 years ago.
Yeah, seems like the management company would have wanted to be on top of that, make sure they had a contract.
Well, or they just with people that they know are not going to, put them to the task.
Okay.
And therefore, no, you're just stuck with us, and we're not giving you it. And
I see.
that is something that absolutely should not be tolerated. And the association for the attorney for the association should be absolutely demanding a copy of that contract. And like I said, if it's not turned over, you can assume that the contract is done. We're giving you 30 days notice, and it's over. That's how that situation should be handled, Nancy. Who do we got on the phone, VJ?
We have Gene in Brevard.
Hey, Gene, how are you?
Oh, Brevard, hey.
Hey, hi guys. How are you? Karen, I love your glasses, by the way.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Okay, so our association is currently in the process of they're going to redo our dock, right, which is quite extensive. It's about a 600-plus foot long dock along a canal. Oh, yeah. So, and I've been on the dock committee all up to this point to kind of, get this whole thing going.
Right.
It was just interesting, though. Recently, I was suddenly blocked from further communication after I started asking some really rational questions. So
we
one
can't
of the
have
things
that.
I'd like to get your opinion on.
Yeah. Well.
So the two points here is what the board wants to do is they want to borrow, because they're going to have to do an assessment. They want to borrow money from another reserve account. So I wanted to get your opinion on that. And then the other question, please, is that basically what we received from the dock company. And
Well, let me take it one at a time. Let me take it one at a time. So the board wants to borrow from one category of reserves that has a lot of money in it in order to fix the docks, right?
Yep.
Which doesn't have any money in it, I take it. Can't do that.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, can't do that without unit owner approval. Cannot do that,
I know that.
unless there's a quorum in attendance and then 50% plus one of that quorum votes in favor of that. That's how it currently is at the moment.
Yep.
Okay? So are they going to be able to get that?
I have no idea.
Okay, well, if they
I've
can't...
explained that to them.
Was the dock dangerous?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, and this is only until...
A little bit.
This is only until July 1st, okay? On July 1st, right, this has been changed too. On July 1st, it gets harder to do what the board wants to do. On July 1st, it's going to require 50% plus one of everybody in the community.
Even if it's dangerous?
Of everybody. Yeah, 50% plus one of everybody. It's very complicated what's going on now, obviously, with the reserves, but the way I read the statute is, the way I read the new law, 154, is in order to borrow from one category and use it for another, that's going to require, it used to be 50, like I just said, you have a quorum, 50% plus one of a quorum.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good for another month, the way I understand it.
I guess if it was dangerous, they'd have a special assessment,
Yeah,
and they
so-
wouldn't borrow from something else.
Possibly. But between now and July 1st, if they're going to move on this, they can do it with a majority of a quorum.
Yeah.
July 1st kicks in. They're going to need a majority of everybody in the condo.
That's all.
So if you don't vote for it, you might get a special assessment.
Correct.
So-
Correct. You don't vote for it, you might get a special
Yeah,
assessment.
I would-
So that's the answer on question A. Quick, question B.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, it's simple. So basically, this is about close to a $200,000 project. What the document we got from the vendor was basically like a 1 or 2 page. Well, I call it a statement of work.
Right.
And the board wants to sign that as a contract. And I insisted that they go get an attorney's view on what we should be signing. So that's
Not even an issue.
what
You know,
we're going to do.
this week I'm teaching a class called Before You Sign That Contract, right? So many things to look
Funny.
to actually, look out for before you sign a contract with a vendor. And you're talking to me about a 600-foot dock that needs to be repaired. How much is the contract for approximately?
187.
187,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't sign a contract like that unless you have it looked at by an attorney first, because I promise you in the end, it will not be a $187,000 contract. With numerous change orders and stuff, it will be probably a $300,000 or $400,000 contract. That's the way these things normally work out, okay? But I apologize. We got to take our final break of the hour. Keep the calls coming in, 877-850-8585. Back after this.
Is your home or condo looking old, worn out, and in need of a fresh look? Then you need PD Painting to paint your property and make it look like new again. PD Painting will first properly prepare your home and condo and then use only the highest quality paint products. After many years in the painting industry, PD Painting has achieved a reputation for always delivering a reliable and professional finish. PD Painting is fully licensed and insured and offers a 7 to 10 year warranty. Their technicians are expert craftsmen. Let PD Painting handle all the details and then sit back and watch them restore your property and bring back that brand new look and feel. Need a service call? PD Painting will be there on the spot. Need financing? PD Painting can offer that too. Call PD Painting at 888-416-3204. Again, that's 888-416-3204. Go to the website pdpaintinginc.com. Need painting done in your home and community? Contact the experts at PD Painting.
This message is for anyone who has taken on the important responsibility of becoming an officer or director in a homeowner or condominium association. It is also for the management companies who work closely with these caring people to make sure things are done the right way. Hello, I'm Gil Pomar, South Florida Regional President for Center State Bank, now the second largest bank based in Florida. Our bank, Center State Bank, has an amazing team of professionals who are exclusively dedicated to the homeowner and condo association market. Your job is not easy. There are repairs and new projects that need financing. There are legal and social issues that need to be understood. There are also technology and servicing issues that your residents want to be improved. Why not choose a bank that knows this business backward and forward? Why not have a local banker who will meet with you face-to-face whenever it is convenient for you or your board? Center State Bank has over 2,000 associations as customers for a reason. Please give us a chance to earn your business. Call Terry Russo at 954-633-1666 to make it happen. Center State Bank is an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC.
Need an insurance evaluation, audit, or quotation for your condo association or homeowners association? If so, then you need to speak with our insurance experts at Mack Waltz. We insure over 800 associations, and we are the clear leader in this marketplace. Mack Waltz has been in business since 1989. We write insurance on billions of dollars of property values. We are an independent insurance agency representing insurance companies which specialize in condo and HOA insurance. The staff at Mack Waltz works closely with board members and property managers and regularly attends association meetings to help educate the association about their insurance policies. To learn more about how Mack Waltz can save you money and improve your insurance program, call now 954-640-6225 and ask for Greg Waltz. 954-640-6225. Mack Waltz Insurance Group. Let us protect your association. Welcome back to the final segment of Condo Craze and HOAs here on 850 WFTL and on our YouTube channel. Check it out, Condo Craze and HOAs. You can see Eric Glazer and myself, Karen Curtis. By the way, you have 10 minutes, so don't wait to the last minute to call 877-850-8585 and only one question per person.
All right, let's do this. Julian writes in and says, "Hi, Eric, nice show, but I only see part of your face. You need to move to the left." Maybe some people think only seeing half my face makes it a nice show. You know what I'm saying? So she may be wrong about that. All right, who do we got on the phone?
Joanne in Vermont.
Joanne in Vermont.
Is he saying I'm hogging the camera? Is that what he's saying?
You and your glasses today are hogging. Everybody's commenting about you and your outfit and your glasses.
I look snazzy, they said.
Right. Nothing about me. Got it. That's it.
It's all about
It's all
me.
about you. All right, who do we got in Vermont?
Joanne.
Joanne. Hey, Joanne.
I want some syrup.
Hi, Eric.
How are you?
I have a question you may not be able to answer.
Yes.
But I'm going to ask it anyway.
Sure.
We have a clubhouse that has leased out 20% of our clubhouse to a restaurant vendor.
Restaurant vendor, okay.
The restaurant has a liquor license
Okay.
for the restaurant.
Right.
My question is, if the vendor does not apply the beverage laws the way they should be, and the board of directors is fully aware of it, is only the restaurant vendor going to be held liable for any problems with the law? Or
no, you're the landlord.
Or will the board of directors?
Okay, so I didn't do.
As the landlord is the director.
Okay, so I didn't do the agreement between the restaurant and your homeowners association, right, or your condominium association.
Right.
But that agreement should say, right, that if there should be an indemnification clause, that if there's any negligence on the part of the restaurant and the association gets sued, the HOA or the condominium gets indemnified, right, including all costs and attorney's fees. So there should definitely be an indemnification clause. But I didn't do your lease, so your agreement, so I have no idea what it says. But there should be an indemnification clause. Number one, hold up. Number two, what you definitely need to do is contact the insurance agent for the HOA and to make sure that the insurance, that there's this coverage should the HOA get sued, and there's a provision or there's a policy that allows the association to get liquor license liability coverage or liquor coverage, and it's not a lot of money. So I hope the association has that as well. And in addition to the standard liability policy, there's sometimes, you might, if liquor is involved, they might say, nope, we're not going to cover. So you want to make sure that you purchased, right, an additional policy for liquor liability. Make sure that the association has done that, okay?
Okay, so when it comes to like the DVPR, for instance, and them working outside of the laws, the beverage laws, and the board is aware of it and doing nothing, condoning that behavior, they are going to be liable also?
That potentially, yes, that you can get sued for negligence. No two ways about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You got it. Who do we got, VJ?
Leonard in Hollywood.
Leonard in Hollywood. How are you, Leonard?
Yes, how are you doing? How are you doing, Eric? And my sympathy to your condition. And
Thank
after
you.
surgery, you know,
Thank you so much.
I treating this condition, by the way, for 47 years, you know, and this could be conservative, but it's idiopathic etiology, so nobody knows what caused it. But
Yes.
after surgery, you might see me because, you know, it's scar tissue formation and everything else, and I'm more than happy to help you with that.
Thank you so much, Leonard. Keep in touch.
You're idiopathic.
Fast recovery. Hello?
Yes. How can we help?
Yes. How you can help? I have a serious question. We have a board of director consists of 3 board members. And during the years, our financial reports were very primitive and didn't reflect owners' balances with an aging report. So the unit owners were unable to see who was delinquent. And now, by analyzing more data, we can see that our president was consistently delinquent more than 120 days several times a year, practically every month in 22 and 23. And our declaration includes clause regarding 90 days grace period for delinquency for board members to be on the board. And now the same president running for the board of directors again in the upcoming election. It's actually this month. And we don't have the latest information of your current balance. And what remedy can you suggest, please?
Well, needless to say, if that current president who wants to run again is delinquent, now it's not 90 days. When you want to run for the board, right? There's a difference. When you want to run for the board, you can't be delinquent at all, okay? Once you're on the board, you get removed if you're 90 days delinquent. So I want you to understand it's easier now for you to prevent that person from running for the board because now you only have to show that they're delinquent, not 90 days, just delinquent, okay? So we want to make a demand for the current balance sheet, the current ledger, I should say, the current ledger for that specific unit that director owns. And you're entitled to that within 10 days. And if it shows that director is in fact delinquent, that director can't run for the board. If that person's name is put on a ballot, you have the right to challenge the election, okay, whether that be in arbitration or in a court of law. Typically, these types of cases, the arbitrator doesn't want to get involved as to whether or not someone was delinquent or not. So, unfortunately, you have to take that type of a case to court. It's got to be determined by a judge. And if a judge finds that person was delinquent, the judge can cancel the whole election. And if you can show that person was delinquent and their name was put on a ballot and they won, judge can require the association to start over, making sure that person's name is not on the ballot. Okay?
That's
Okay,
embarrassing.
Great.
Yeah.
Another question: can the unit owners be informed about the board members' delinquency, particularly, president, and in which way, because it's a sensitive issue, I've been told, and how we can
No. Everybody, just when you live in a condo, you live in an HOA, everybody's ledger is entitled to be seen by everybody else. There is no secrecy when it comes to that. It's not a touchy situation. It's a responsibility of the other board directors to make it clear to the community that if another board member became 90 days delinquent, it's a responsibility on the other board members to say, sorry, this board member has been removed. They're off the board. We're not allowing them to sit with us anymore. That's their responsibility to make sure that happens. Okay? Leonard, thanks for the call.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Be well.
Thank you. VJ, we got one more really quick if they can talk fast.
Yes, Allie in Miami.
Allie, really quick, Allie.
Hi. Does the law stating that 95% of owners have to agree for developer to take over, does that law prevail even if condo docs from 1960s?
These are great questions, and I can tell you a lot of these questions are going to come to the forefront now as big assessments get passed and people can't afford to pay them, and they're going to look to sell out to developers and things like that. So you're going to have to look at what the current law is, right? And then you're going to have to say, wait a minute, does that current law apply? And it does not apply unless there's the as amended from time to time language.
Your Kaufman language.
Right. Yeah, Kaufman language. So you got to make sure that there's language in the deck that says the association adopts the laws as they get passed each time, if there's the as amended from time to time language. If not, your declaration language will control. Wow, that was a great show to come back to. I so appreciate the kind comments from everybody. Karen appreciates the kind words about the glasses.
Thank you.
And we'll see you again next week on Condo Craze and HOAs. See you again next Sunday. Everybody be safe and healthy. Take care. Take care.